Backstage at America's Got Talent, a quiet, humble Filipino teen named Rico Manalo waits alone in a corner, clutching an old, slightly worn guitar. The faded brown body, the cracked edges, and the handwritten initials on the back, RM, the initials of his late father, are all he has left of the man who taught him everything about music. Around him, the backstage area is full of chaos. Performers rehearse loudly, stagehands rush with equipment, lights flash on and off, and excited chatter fills the air. But Rico stays still. His heart pounds in his chest, yet his face shows calm determination, as if he's carrying a mission bigger than himself. A staff member signals him. "You're next." Rico swallows hard, stands, and wipes his sweaty palms on his jeans. As he walks toward the stage entrance, the cheering crowd grows louder. The curtain parts, and suddenly he is bathed in the blinding white spotlight. In front of him rises the massive AGT arena, thousands of fans, four judges, and cameras aimed directly at him. He feels small, but he remembers his father's words, "Sing with your heart, not your fear." Simon Cowell leans forward, studying him with curiosity. "What's your name?" he asks. "Rico Manalo," the boy answers softly. "And why are you here?" Rico hesitates. His voice trembles. "I'm here to honor my father. He loved Elvis, and he believed I could sing for the world." The arena grows quiet. Even Simon seems moved. The music track begins, a slow, heartbeat-like hum that echoes through the room. Rico closes his eyes, takes a breath, and when he sings the very first note, deep, rich, and haunting, the entire arena freezes, stunned. Something extraordinary has begun. The moment Rico releases his first note, the entire AGT arena falls into a shocked silence. It's a deep, velvet-rich tone, uncannily close to Elvis Presley, yet carrying a soulful Filipino warmth that feels original and new. The sound floats across the stage like a wave, rolling through the audience and directly toward the judges' table. Simon's face instantly changes. His eyes widen. He leans forward, elbows on the table, completely locked in. It's rare for him to react this quickly, and the audience notices. Rico doesn't see it. His eyes remain closed, his body still, as if he's channeling every memory of singing with his father in their small home. When the first verse ends, Rico steps forward, lifting his chin with newfound confidence. He lets himself move, just a bit, small Elvis-style shoulder drop, gentle sway of the hips, not copying, just honoring. The audience gasps. They sit up straighter. Phones rise everywhere, screens glowing like stars. Rico hits the second verse with more power. His voice cracks with emotion, not weakness, but passion. A soulful twist. A modern edge. Howie Mandel's eyebrows shoot up. Heidi's jaw drops. Sophia puts her hand over her heart. Then comes the moment that changes everything. Rico climbs to a high note, effortlessly, smooth, pure, and impossibly controlled. The note echoes through the entire arena, bouncing against walls, rising into balconies, wrapping around a stunned audience. Even the backstage crew freezes in place. The camera cuts back to Simon. He whispers under his breath. "This is unreal." The room is no longer watching just a performance. They're witnessing a phenomenon, a once-in-a-generation voice rising from a humble Filipino teen. As Rico enters the final chorus, something shifts. The lights dim slightly, creating a soft golden glow around him, like a halo forming on stage. The music swells behind him, subtle drums, gentle strings, and the unmistakable echo of classic Elvis rhythm. Rico grips the microphone with both hands, grounding himself, preparing for the moment that will define everything. He takes a deep breath. Then he unleashes the note. It starts strong, smooth, and perfectly pitched. But then it grows, rising, climbing, stretching into a breathtaking climax. Rico holds the note longer than anyone expects. 10 seconds, 12 seconds, and it doesn't break. His voice fills every inch of the arena, vibrating through seats, hearts, and bones. The audience explodes before the note even finishes. People stand. People scream. Some cover their mouths in disbelief. A few are crying, overwhelmed by the emotion pouring from this small Filipino teen who arrived on stage shy and unsure. The judges shoot out of their seats, except one. Simon Cowell is frozen. He doesn't move. Not a blink. Not a breath. He stares at Rico with the look of someone who just witnessed something historic. Howie has both hands on his head, pacing behind the desk. Heidi is wiping a sudden tear. Sophia leans forward, whispering, "Oh my God, oh my God." And Rico, still holding the final note, looks like he's singing for his father, for every struggle, for every dream that felt impossible. When he finally ends the note, the arena erupts into a thunderstorm of cheers. The applause shakes the room. People chant. RICO. 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 But the most powerful thing is the silence at the judges' table. Simon still hasn't moved. He's speechless. He's stunned. He's changed. The camera zooms in. This is the moment everyone will remember. The audience is still roaring when Rico lowers the microphone, breathing hard, eyes shining with tears. He looks terrified and hopeful at the same time, unsure if what he did was enough, unsure if the judges felt what he was trying to give. But the crowd? They've already decided. They're on their feet, and they're not sitting down. The spotlight brightens. The cheers slightly fade. And all eyes shift to the judges' table. Howie is the first to speak, leaning forward, shouting above the noise. "That was insane. I've never heard anything like that in my life." Sophia claps her hands over her heart. "You sing with your soul. That wasn't an impression, it was a resurrection." Heidi nods quickly, still emotional. "You brought Elvis back, but you also brought yourself. That's special. Very special." Then the arena goes silent. Because now, it's Simon's turn. He stays seated for a long moment, staring at Rico the way a person stares at a miracle they're trying to understand. The camera zooms in on his face. The audience leans forward. Rico swallows nervously. His hands shake. Simon finally stands up, slowly, like he's carrying the weight of something unreal. He walks toward the microphone but doesn't speak yet. He looks at Rico with an intensity that makes the entire room hold its breath. He exhales. Opens his mouth. Then stops. He can't speak. The words won't come. The audience gasps. For the first time in years, Simon Cowell, known for sharp remarks, brutal honesty, and fearless judgment, is completely, utterly speechless. He puts his hand over his mouth and shakes his head, almost laughing in disbelief. Finally, in a soft voice, he manages. I don't know how to describe what just happened. It wasn't a performance. It was a moment. A rebirth. A shock. A gift. The audience erupts again. But Simon isn't finished. He points at Rico. "You're not the next Elvis, you're the first you." Rico's eyes fill with tears. Something incredible is about to happen. The arena is shaking from applause, but Rico stands frozen on stage, overwhelmed, trembling, trying to hold back tears. The judges exchange glances, Howie nodding, Heidi smiling proudly, Sophia clutching her chest. But all eyes keep shifting back to Simon. Simon takes a deep breath. He steps closer to the center of the judges' table, placing his hands on the edge as he looks straight at Rico, no jokes, no sarcasm, just pure admiration. "Rico," he says softly, "moments like this, they don't happen often. What you did here tonight was magic. Not talent. Not luck. Magic. The audience murmurs in agreement. Then Simon looks down. Looks at the big gold buzzer button. And the entire arena starts screaming. Rico's eyes widen. He shakes his head as if he can't believe what's happening. His breath catches in his chest. Simon turns to the crowd, raises one finger, and says, "This kid doesn't need a vote. He needs a future." Then he slams the golden buzzer. A giant explosion of golden confetti blasts into the air, raining down in shimmering waves. The audience roars like a stadium. Rico drops to his knees, covering his face, overwhelmed by emotion. The stage glows as lights dance between the falling gold flakes. Rico sobs into his hands, shaking, unable to process the life-changing moment happening around him. Crew members backstage clap, contestants cheer, and the judges stand together watching with pride. Simon leaves the table and walks onto the stage. He reaches down, helping Rico back to his feet. He puts a hand on the boy's shoulder and says quietly, only for him, "You made history tonight. Remember this moment. You earned it." Rico nods, tears streaming. A Filipino teen who came with an old guitar. Now standing under golden rain. A new world waiting for him. A star is born.